Good morning, everybody. We are on the lake, and we'll tell you why in a minute. But just so you know, Chris is away. So
yeah, actually, he's here in spirit, sort of. He's been replaced by somebody. So, what do you get when you cross Tim Hortons and Justin Bieber?
I don't know. Tim Biebs.
Tim Biebs. So Chris, you've been replaced by our friend Justin, and he's here with us and hanging out with us today. And yeah, sorry, I don't know if you stack up to him as well in the singing and dancing.
Oh yeah. Well, we are on the beach because Drama Camp is coming up in August. I think it's the second week.
August 8th to 14th.
Yeah, and it is beach theme, 50s theme.
Yeah.
It's so we just
surfing and
rollerblading or skating and all this stuff. Not on the lake, but we did talk about that on Sunday. We got to get to that too. But just a reminder, if you have kids that are interested, if you no kids, just tell them that registration is open. You can register. We're excited about this drama camp. So
friends, neighbors, grandkids, whoever. Like it's an awesome opportunity to do something throughout the summer and to be really just put yourself into it and really enjoy just making something awesome by the end of the week and connecting with other kids. I also remember that there was one year, first and second year of COVID, it was really good for our kids because they had spent so much time just at home, alone, no friends, no nothing.
Yep.
And because we had good safety protocols, it was a really good connection time for all of them, just to be with other kids too.
Yeah, but hopefully this will be a little bit more normal and it'll be really fun. And not that wasn't, but it'll just be fun in a different way than it has for the last couple of years. So, but getting back to rollerblading on the lake, that's not going to be what's happening, but it reminds me of Sunday's passage where Jesus was walking on the lake. And, this passage probably more than some others lately has just really had me pondering the significance of the passage that the disciples missed seeing God's glory. And I explained how I missed the opportunity with my son, but I wonder when have I missed opportunities to experience God's glory like the disciples did, and I don't want to miss it. And it's just made me ponder, how do I make myself more ready? How do I be more ready, or how do I invite him in and ask him to prepare me? And I don't know, what have you been thinking about, Kevin?
There's a couple of things with that. Like could you imagine if we got really literal even in that moment, like kind of the disciples did, like if it was just a storm. Well, we get stormed all the time, right? But it was a big storm. Well, we get big storms sometimes too, right? If you're on the island and even just that sense of like taking stuff very literally and not assuming that God is going to do something. And I think that's part of it too, is like waking up and being ready. And I think that's sometimes what busyness does to us, is it makes us unready to see and hear what God is going to do in very different ways. It takes things that we should actually be in awe and wonder at, and it says, God, you can do something amazing with this. Like, you can make a donkey talk, right?
Yeah.
You would have just assumed, oh, that's just a donkey, whatever. You can take 5 loaves and 2 fish, and you can do amazing things with that and feed an entire, small, large town, small city kind of thing, right? Like you can do those kinds of things in the mundane. And so to assume that God can't do things in the mundane of my life, I think is where we start to get tripped up a little bit as well too. I think about the fact that like we're in an amazing location. Like we have a beach in front of us, we have mountains, we have sky, we have beautiful sunshine, all of these things. And yet sometimes we're drawn to the glory of God and we see that. So like Psalm 19 tells us that like the heavens declare the glory of God, the skies proclaim the work of his hands. So I think looking at all those things, we can look at it and see and be amazed and like, wow, like just looking at that, it is inspiring and it's beautiful and it's wonderful, and I can see God's handiwork, you know, even in just the curve of the mountains and stuff like that. But if I take that too far, it's just a mountain, right? Or if I just assume that this is where God only shows his glory, then I've kind of missed the point as well too. Like there's many layers to that, because I think there's more that God wants to show us, especially in our own lives, right? Like I can look at that and say, oh, that's beautiful and wonderful, but if I'm not seeing God's handiwork or God's hand moving in my own life, then I think we've sold it short as well too.
Yeah. For as you were talking, for me, part of it was like, Jesus was with the disciples. They were experiencing his glory. He just has so much more to show, right?
Yeah.
And that's what I was hearing you say, like, yeah, we see his glory. Well, it's all around us. We see it. We experience it. I am experiencing it. First, we got to acknowledge that. But then, how much more? And I think for me, it's recognizing that when I go through something that's really hard, that's when he's ready. Like, he sent the disciples into the storm. He knew what was happening. He knew what he was going to do, and that he was, and they weren't in danger.
Yeah.
I mean, even if they were, their souls weren't in danger because he's in charge, right?
Yeah.
And so it's like, when we go into dangerous situations, usually I'm trying to figure out how to get out and whatever, and instead, what if I was like, God, how are you going to reveal yourself in this moment, right?
Yeah.
What a wonderful way. I just have felt very free this week, thinking like, I want to walk with Jesus to experience his glory, and I'm secure in him, right?
Yeah.
And whatever happens is part of his plan, and I'm going to experience his glory in it. And what a wonderful way to live, which I don't normally.
No, and I think that's kind of the point. I think as Christians, we're also called to be in that sense of optimism of like, God is going to do something, instead of like, the world is, you know, done for, right?
Yeah.
Because otherwise we've also given up on, right? Like, it's kind of like when you're watching, you know, NHL finals and it's coming right down to the last few minutes of the last game, and you're, come on guys, you can still, right? But think about those fans that, like, you know, halfway through the third period, I'm leaving. Yeah. These guys are done, right? You've given up, right? And not that that's the same kind of thing, but, you know, like, have you given up already on what God is going to possibly do?
Yeah.
And I think we're called to that, right? And it's that sense of wonder and being inspired to something, right? Like I heard somebody talk one time about like how they would just go throughout their day and just try and see everything with that sense of awe and wonder. And he would say, like, you know, this toothbrush, God can do something amazing with that toothbrush, right? And
clean your
this juice that I'm about to enjoy, God can do something with that. And it's realizing that there's more that God is going to do in amazing ways. It is
kind of kingdom. You know how the kingdom we talk about is upside down. It's totally different. Like, even as you're talking here again, you keep on sparking things in me, which is good. It's optimism. I see them, good things. We tend to, and I hear it all the time, say, the world, you know, did you see what happened there and this other thing? But we flip it around, like, what's God about to do? How's he going to reveal his glory even in this, right? Like what if we flip that all the time, right? Yeah. I mean, it's not saying that you have to be happy, you know, joyful, or whatever that phrase is, but we can be more joyful, I think, than in our freedom of security in him and longing for and looking for and being aware of his glory.
And that's the funny thing about joy is you can still be unhappy and still be joyful, right?
Yeah.
We recently had the passing of somebody.
Yeah.
We were unhappy, but we were actually still joyful.
Yeah. Yeah,
right?
that's true. And
And
yeah, well, we hope that, these conversations spark more conversations for you around the Word. I mean, this is, I was just in Philippians 4 today, and, Philippians, I think it's 4:8 is, whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever, all these good things, these are the things to think about. And I had to realize, often I'm not thinking about those good things. I'm thinking about things that I want or things that are negative. And it's just a challenge to be, how is the Word enriching? How are we talking about that? So, but there's a lot going on this week and in the couple coming weeks. We told you about Trauma Camp. This Sunday is we're recognizing our graduates. So we have a couple high school graduates, and we're gonna bring them in the front on Sunday, and you get to see them, and we get to celebrate with them. This is a big deal for
it is
graduating grade 12.
It's also another big deal because they've also been around and kind of grown with us for the last couple of years. It's been really enjoyable.
Oh yeah, and served with us and
for years.
Yeah. So we're really excited about these guys, and so we're going to celebrate. We're also having a picnic after church all through June, like we said. So we'll have that celebration. And they're at least, I think they're both going to be at the picnic, so we can celebrate with them. Come early because one has to leave early and the other one has to leave a little bit. So, but 12 o'clock down at Galatli Nut Farm. And even if you don't see us there, because it's a little harder for you and I to get there because we got to lock the church and after everybody leaves, but we'll be there and excited about that. So that's this Sunday. We also have a guest speaker.
Yeah, so we're very excited.
So I'm really excited. And you see him a lot, but not in this role. So I'll just leave you with that. So come on Sunday and find out.
You've heard him before.
Oh yeah,
but you've never really heard him in this capacity. Wow,
we're just putting all the salt on people's tongues. Yeah.
See, that's the Bieber coming up.
Yeah. So also the following week is another picnic, but it's also Father's Day. And we have a special guest on that day too, John Chalkas from Seeds of Hope. We've told you about him a little bit. You'll hear him speak about what Seeds of Hope is doing. He's going to bring the word to us. That's going to be a great Sunday. It's also the end of the baby bottle brigade.
Yeah.
So, and I think that's all we need to bring to your attention. Is there anything else, Kevin, that you can think of?
No, it's just nice to be outside.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I was going to say, it is summer feeling. I mean, it's not officially summer till June 21st, right?
Yeah, for us, something happened on Monday.
Yeah.
Monday, everything kind of shifted.
Yeah.
Nice sunny day. And
it probably was this. And I'm out in shorts and a t-shirt. And Kevin will laugh because that might not be significant to you, but to me it's really significant to be out in shorts and a t-shirt because, as you know, I'm always cold. I'm usually wearing more, and so I'm out like this. That means it's nice and warm. So, yeah. So, anyways, we hope you have a great week. Good to be with you a little bit, and God bless.